Have you ever wondered why you react a certain way, even when it doesn't make sense? Maybe you feel anxious in safe places, or struggle with money, or can't explain why you always put others' needs before your own. What if some of those patterns weren't really yours to begin with? Imagine you're carrying an emotional suitcase, but half the stuff inside, fear, shame, scarcity, was packed by people you've never met. Science calls this ancestral trauma. It's the stuff handed down through generations, quietly shaping what you believe, how you love, and even how you move through the world. Here's where it gets wild. Trauma doesn't just live in stories or memories. It can live in your body and your subconscious, hidden in the background until something triggers it. Ever get a gut reaction you can't explain? That might be ancestral memory calling the shots. Let's get even more real. Picture someone whose family survived a famine generations ago. Even now, their descendants might struggle with hoarding food, chronic anxiety about money, or a deep-rooted fear that there's never enough. Or think of families who lived through war. Decades later, children and grandchildren may flinch at loud noises or have trouble trusting the world. So how do you break free from a story that started before you were born? That's where hypnotherapy comes in. Hypnosis helps you step outside the noise of everyday thoughts and access the deeper layers of your mind, the place where these old patterns live. It's not about reliving every painful detail. It's about safely exploring, witnessing, and rewriting the stories that no longer serve you. Let me share a client example. Names changed for privacy, of course. Maria always felt a strange, heavy fear around speaking up, especially in groups. She'd freeze, even when she knew the answer or had something important to say. In hypnotherapy, Maria entered that deeply relaxed state where the mind opens up. Instead of just thinking about her past, she started to see flashes of another woman, long ago, hiding in fear of being punished for her voice. Maria later learned her grandmother had lived under a regime where speaking out was dangerous. Through hypnosis, Maria was able to honor her grandmother's bravery, but also gently tell her subconscious, "That was then. This is now. I am safe to speak." Within weeks, Maria found herself raising her hand at work and even sharing her story with others. Or take James. He always felt guilty when he spent money on himself. No matter how hard he worked, he felt undeserving. During a session, his mind brought up images of his grandfather surviving the Great Depression, scraping by and sacrificing for the family. James realized he'd been carrying that scarcity mindset for generations. Through hypnotherapy, he could finally thank his ancestors for their sacrifices and give himself permission to thrive. What's powerful is that you don't have to know the full family history for healing to happen. Sometimes, the body remembers what the mind forgets. Hypnosis allows you to work with feelings, symbols, and sensations. Whether it's a locked door, a heavy chain, or a river that needs to flow again. So, how does it work? In hypnosis, you might revisit a memory or meet a younger self, or even witness a scene that doesn't belong to you directly but carries emotional weight. With the right guidance, you can bring understanding, compassion, and choice to these moments. You get to decide what you keep, what you heal, and what you pass on. Every time you heal a layer of ancestral trauma, you're not just freeing yourself, you're changing the story for everyone who comes after you. Imagine being the person in your family who breaks the cycle, who adds peace, self-love, or abundance to your family's legacy. If you've ever felt weighed down by emotions or patterns you can't explain, or if you're just curious about what your mind might be carrying, hypnotherapy is a gentle, powerful way to explore, understand, and heal. If this struck a chord or you're ready to unpack your own emotional suitcase, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. It helps keep these conversations going, and you never know who else might need to hear this today. Your healing matters, and it ripples out in ways you can't even imagine.